The Iraq veterans against the war.
The Iraq veterans against the war.
Have turned out in numbers.
Have turned out in numbers.
To tell their story.
To tell their story.
And through song.
And through song.
We are here.
We are here.
Stand in solidarity.
Stand in solidarity.
With them.
With them.
There is nothing more courageous.
There is nothing more courageous.
Than a soldier.
Than a soldier.
Stands against.
Who stands against.
An unjust war.
An unjust war.
The way that the dehumanization process happened traumatized me and traumatized all of us. Because to take a normal human being, to take anybody that's been here today that hasn't served in the military and get them capable of killing somebody else, you have to do something, you have to change them. That's why when you join the Army, they take your name, they give you a number, they take your clothes and your hair and your identity and your individualism, they take it. And it works really well for combat. And it works really well for turning on the killing switch. But we've never figured out a way to turn it off.
Some of the things that we did in Afghanistan or Iraq were not all negative, but the sum total definitely were. You know, we're looking at, casualty rates on the low end in Iraq of 100,000 civilians, and that's not really talked about, right? The fact that less than 1% of the military is serving at one time, that's a huge gap in what the rest of the American population knows about service members, right? And I'm not necessarily saying a draft makes sense, but I'm saying that there's got to be a better way than sending someone 5 times overseas because we just don't have that many people to draw on, right? And then, let's look at the people that really go in the military for the most part. It's people that can't afford college, it's people of color, people coming from working class communities, right? And so, it's not the people that make a lot of money that are, in politics, their kids aren't going, their sons and daughters aren't going. So of course, it's been 11 years that we've been waging this war, and people, see the front page, something about Afghanistan, and they turn it over because it's just like, I don't have a connection to that, it's bad news, I'm not interested in it.
I would bring everybody home, because the reality is that while I do think that there are things that need to be changed in the world, it's not my place to go change them for people. And while I may want to help, change has to come from within for it to be real.
What have we been doing? What have we been doing? What have we been doing? This is something that's on repeat in my mind every single day. And I think it's time that these generals ask themselves that question. And we're asking them to come down and accept these tokens of the global war on terror that we don't want to be a part of anymore. Because we don't want to be a part of a mistake any longer. Thank you.